What's going on, guys? I know a bunch of y'all was expecting a storage unit video today. Unfortunately, right at the last couple minutes of the auction, it went insane. It went for about $300 more than I expected to even pay for it. I don't know what they seen in there, but it was something I sure didn't. So, win some, you lose some. It happens. That's the kind of nature of it. But didn't want to leave anybody hanging, so I wanted to jump on here and answer a couple questions that people ask me. That seem to be a couple of the biggest things here lately, what people's been asking me. First is eBay reviews. Get a bad review on eBay. What do you do about that? Well, there's nothing really that you can do about it, except to get better. When I pack stuff, I make sure it's professionally packed, as best of my ability. I use bubble wrap, I use brown paper, like packing paper. Use a good quality tape that's not going to come apart and let your package be open. So, and a good sturdy box is one of the best things you can do. I used to use just any old box, flimsy boxes, everything else, and a lot of times my stuff would get damaged and have people return items, leave terrible reviews. So started getting a little pickier about my boxes and my packing materials. But if you got good boxes, good packing materials, you pack it right, you should be good to go. And be as professional about it as you can. Don't just sling it in there and sling some packing materials in there. Make sure it's neatly wrapped, packed in there tight where it's not going to flop around or get beat up against the side of it, get damaged like that. Make sure you pack it good. But with reviews, I can go ahead and tell you, you're not going to make everybody happy. I take the time to really make sure that my item is going to make it safely. Well, certain carriers, they don't care. They're going to punch your item like a football, sling of boxes around, sit on it. I don't know what they do to it, but sometimes it ain't good. It's like the other day, I got a bad review. I took time and really made sure that my item was secured, the box was good, everything on my end was as best as I could do. Well, gets to the buyer, the box is ripped open, the item's not damaged at all, but the box is ripped, torn on one side and crushed up a little bit. Well, I get a bad review. So I don't know what happened, but this is the way it came. Well, once that item leaves my hand, there's nothing I can do about it. Nothing. So, like I said, you're not going to make everybody happy. There's still going to be some prick somewhere that's going to have some issue with what you done or what happened to it, and it's going to all fall back on you. So, do the best you can at packing your stuff. When it leaves you, you know that it's good. You know it's not going to be flopping around, getting damaged and stuff like that. But what the post office or UPS does to it after that, that's out of your control. So just try to do a professional job on your end. Try to do the best that you can. And hopefully it makes it okay. So, you're not going to make everybody happy. So, do what you can do and let it roll with that. The second thing is storage. People ask me a lot of questions about where I store my stuff or where's the best place to keep your stuff. I'm kind of at a lack for space where I'm living at. So I rent 2 storage units. Rent them out every month. One I kind of use as an overflow. So I go buy a big unit don't have time to really go through everything and list everything, I'll take most of the stuff and I'll put it in that overflow unit, which is kind of like a giant dead pile. And as I get time, I'll take a few items out, clean them up, check them out, take pictures, price them, list them, price them. So after I do that, I'll take them in my other storage unit. I've got shelves lined all the way up around the wall with bins in them. And as I list an item, I'll put the SKU number on it. I got my bins labeled like A1, A2, A3. Then when I list an item, there's a place for a custom SKU. Whatever bin I'm putting it in, that's what I'll put on that custom SKU. That way when the item sells, I'll scroll down to where the custom SKU is. I'll see where it's at. I'll go right to it and pick it up. That's a surefire way to not lose your stuff. I've had to refund several people when I first got started because I just piled everything in one spot and something would sell, I couldn't find it. It's easy to do that. So this is a kind of a foolproof plan of not losing your stuff, not losing any money. But as far as the storage units go, I don't put everything in there. If you've got like a climate control unit, hey, you're good to go. But my stuff is outside units. The facility that I have my units at, they don't offer climate control. All they got is outside units. There's some stuff that you don't want to put in the outside unit, like certain electronics and DVDs, video stuff. It could get damaged with the heat because it does get hot in those units. And like fake leather, stuff like that, you don't want to put that in an outside unit unless it's something that's going to sell very quickly and you know for sure. You want to store it in somewhere that's climate controlled. So most of the items that I sell, I've got in those units. There's a few things here and there that I'll take home with me. I'll keep it in the house, keep it in a closet, try to keep it out of the way, because those items I know that will get messed up in heat or even cold. I know they'll get messed up in the weather. Heat or cold, some stuff you don't want to have it out in that. So I'll keep those at the house until they sell. But most of the time, if I'm keeping something at the house, I try to keep stuff at the house that's going to sell quickly. I don't want to be sitting in my way for long. But try to be picky on where you keep your stuff at. You don't want to put something in an outside unit that's going to need to be in climate control. The item sells and end up being ruined or broken or something like that, and you end up losing the money on it. So use your own judgment with that. If you're storing something outside unit, if you think it's going to ruin out there, don't put it in there. Now, certain clothing and stuff like that, you're good to go. Hard items like glassware and just different things like that, ain't nothing to it. But keep in mind of what you got. If it's something that's going to ruin in hot weather or cold weather, try to find somewhere else to put it. But that's how I do my stuff. You got a different way of doing it, go for it. But a bunch of people's asking about storage stuff, where to store it at, and that's just how I do it. So keep in mind where you put it at. If it's something that's going to ruin in weather, try to keep it somewhere that's going to be heat or cold, so you know it's not going to mess up and you won't lose any money. But I'm going to try something a little different, probably today, maybe tomorrow. I'm going to try to shoot some thrift store content. Couldn't get a unit, so I'm going to go out to my second best sourcing places is thrift stores. So I'm going to try to bring everybody along with me on that and see what happens. Catch y'all on the next one.